Welcome to the Uncle Hack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
Oh, baby, we're back with another episode. Nice little jingle for you to get in the mood for the Uncle Hack Podcast. We need a new intro, I think. And I know after, we'll do the promos. Then we'll get into the concerns, right? Because I don't know what it is with you fellas, but you don't like change. and somebody just wanted to voice their concerns to the Danger Cats comedy Instagram page, which, you know what? It gives me content. It gives me something to talk about. So we'll talk about it. I'm fine with that. First and foremost, a date just added. July 29th, we will be in Whitecourt, Alberta. August 6th, Calgary, Alberta for another Danger Room. I will be present for that one. August 26th in Edmonton, Alberta at the comic strip in the West Edmonton Mall for another Danger Room. September 24th back in Vancouver, British Columbia, or for those that live out there because you're snooty fucks. New West is in Vancouver. Who cares? Shut up. They're a stone throw away. It's not the same. It's a desolate wasteland. Who cares? Get over yourself. You hear me complain about Sherwood Park isn't a part of Edmonton. Ugh. Spy tickets. Vancouver, BC, September 24th. And get this. We're going to America where dreams can thrive. October 1st in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and December 3rd in Plano, Texas. I guess, or should I say Dallas? That's actually Dallas, Texas, according to your logic, Uncle Hack. Plano, Texas. America, they appreciate what we do, so we give them the respect, okay? We give the United States of America the respect of the constitutions that they uphold. Unlike here, we bend our knee and we hate change, and we're like, they stick to their core values. Here, if any change happens, everybody seems to get a little upset like this. See, I had a nice concerning email. Not even an email. It was a DM to the show. And we're going to read that right out of the gate before I get into the show. Okay? Before I get into it, because we're a concerned audience, apparently. Okay? So this young gentleman, or I don't even know, private profile, whatever, can't take a deep look in, didn't care, don't know, don't care. One of those situations. But he writes into the Danger Cats Instagram page and he says, throw in a chew like the old days. What happened to lip dinner? Vaping like a soft serve in your previous video. Talking about seeing things on TikTok. The old Uncle Hack wouldn't have TikTok. Yes, he would. Because there's ladies with giant jubblies shaking them to Dua Lipa. You moron. Fucking tell me get out of here. You went from funny to a commie sellout. Oh, I agree with a lot of things that what you say. So, there we go. But at the same time, you've gone soft. You went too political. As a retired hockey player, the biggest thing I miss is hanging out with the boys. Gay.
Come on.
Oh.
Gay.
I used to listen to Uncle Hack and the Danger Cats, and it would bring me back to the locker room as an escape from all the crooked crap in the world. Again, I agree with a lot of what you say, but you're only contributing to the corrupt media problem by talking about it. At this point, sorry, I got to skip over this. You admitted the old Uncle Hack with Flo wouldn't have gotten the vax jab. Yes, he would have, because there was an opportunity at the end of that. You admitted you regretted it, but you're still a part of the sheep. You're going to rip on boomers? Ah, there it is. We got a boomer. The same people that taught you morals and the importance of hard work. Stay out of the political crap. Nobody wants to work. Maybe you need a couple months back on the patch, softy. The voice impressions are more annoying than funny. The sound effects are corny. Gonna be honest, disappointed, Uncle Hack. Join the club. Go back to the hockey pro tips. It was actually funny. Go back to accents across Canada and Canada learnings. And as I said before, you go back to the patch. You went from Copenhagen straight to vape gay. Again, I agree with 98% of what you say, but I don't want to hear repetitive political crap. We know the world's corrupt. Don't want to hear about it in my supposed comedy podcast. Being a danger cat used to be a badge of honor. Nowadays, they sold out. I can just watch the news and make my own opinion. I don't need a recap. Glad you got booked for some stand-up shows in the States, but no one in Texas is going to want to hear your political crap except for the steers and queers. Stick to comedy and don't be a hack, Uncle Hack. No disrespect, just being honest. See, this is why I like what I do, because I have the dumbest audience on the planet, you know, probably next to, see, political, I guess, commentators, social media creators, whatever it may be, you know, hockey is gay now. It sucks. I cannot watch it. It's soft as this, like, I love you, but I agree with what you say, but go back to the old you. I agree with what you say. Go do this instead. See, this is the fun thing about having an audience that is like from a blue collar background is like, it's very opinionated. And then when it's now that I'm stepping to the plate and I'm talking about these things to an audience that maybe not necessarily would dive into the news, or you just get it off of Twitter or a TikTok feed, right? And the old Uncle Hack, he wouldn't talk about this stuff because that's how he got his start, was making fun of like, hey, fuck Trudeau, you know? I was the big fuck Trudeau guy, right? I was running around yelling, fuck Trudeau, fuck Notley. And that's what got my start in this. And now I'm doing stand-up and maybe my opinions have changed, right? And that's the difficult part with some folks out there. Change is hard, right? Growing out of your old self and chewing on a camera and spitting on the ground and being like, fuck Trudeau is a tough one. You know, I still do that, but now it's like, fuck everybody. I don't really care. I do. No, that's a lie. I say I don't care, but I do care. That's the thing. I do care. And I can sit back and take these observations and these opinions given to me from this fine gentleman. But at the same time, I have a problem with what the fuck this idiot's trying to get across, you know? The old Uncle Hack wouldn't have to. You went from funny to a commie sellout. And then his following sentence is the best part. I agree with a lot of what you say, but at the same time, you've gone soft. So what are you trying to tell me? I enjoy this though. See, this is the best part about having an audience that I've curated. You know, maybe the views are down. They're obviously way down from before. But that's okay. You know, I don't put too much of maybe self-respect. No, it wouldn't be self-respect. It would be more so of like, I don't put too much of what my life has become off of likes and shares and whatnot. I mean, it's crucial to being able to sell shows and sell tickets. I understand that, but that's about the extent of what I believe the whole social media thing is for me, right? Because if you met me in real life, you would understand that I'm totally different than what I am on camera opposed to off camera, right? And it is a drastic difference. This to me is fun. It's it's bringing piss to a shit fight, you know? And then I get to do the thing that I really like, stand-up comedy. The voice impressions. You're ripping on You're going to rip on boomers, the same people that taught you morals and the importance of hard work? Ah, yes, the boomers. The boomers, the ever so great boomers, that have convinced us that just, hey, break your back for the man. And maybe that is a commie way of thinking about it. But I'm also not sitting here being like, I should have a cut on what you're getting up to over there. No, whatever you put in, you should get out. But and then on top of that, you're getting taxed up the ass. And it certainly wasn't us agreeing on that, was it? This is why I like having a moronic audience that's very opinionated and just fucking, you got to put your head down and work and think like me. This whole, you're a sheep, this whole, you're a sheep, you're a fucking sheep. But then it's like, put your head down and just work. Don't think for yourself. Don't do any, I don't want to hear any of that political crap. Just pick up a fucking shovel and go dig something, you jackass. You're spending too much time just sitting here spewing your garbage, Don't do what you want to do. Just shut up and go back to the oil patch. Yes, that sounds like a phenomenal idea. This is why we need to talk about this shit on the podcast so that way you can break your brain, We can break down the molecular compounds that are causing these thoughts to take place. That's how I wanted to start this show. It was just... This is what I get in the DMs right now, okay? A lot of people over the years have probably, these are the same idiots that come up to me and be like, you probably get a lot of pussy, don't you? And it's, no, I get that. That's what I get right there. I get that sent to me in the DM. And then the same person that sends that thinks that I'm drowning in pussy, okay? That's the problem I live with. All right. What I would love nothing more to be a handsome gentleman with a beautiful hairline and a thick, just a thick head of hair, 6-pack abs, and have women drooling over me. But instead, I took an alternate route, right? And I decided to get a little fucking hoorah on Facebook videos or with Facebook videos a few years ago, and I curated an audience like that thinks that I'm drowning in ass. Okay? I get asked, you must get so much pussy. I was like, yes, nothing gets a woman wet like some moron who looks like they just woke up all the time saying slurs on a stage. That just gets them drenched. Nothing they want to do more is suck me dry after hearing some jackass with a mullet and a mustache rip slurs for a half an hour on stage or even on a podcast, TikToks, or just being obnoxiously ignorant on the internet. That just makes them want to pinch their tits and wish I was inside them. That's the joy, okay, folks? That's what I deal with. That's why I am the way I am, okay? I do appreciate it, though, so don't take this as me being like, oh, well, fuck you then. No, complete opposite. That's the kind of behavior I like. I like people that are just wildly confident in what they write, even though it makes no fucking sense whatsoever, and they just cannot fathom a future where change takes place. We don't want to grow. We don't want to, expand our thoughts or maybe your content or, I like the old stuff better. We see it all the time. That was better back in the day. It was better, and then the next coming up generation is going to say that about the things that they enjoyed. And it's a perpetual, almost this continuing cycle that takes place of we always look to the past and be like, it was much better back then. Oh, God almighty. I liked it better when you were in coveralls on a rig doing something you didn't like doing when you were miserable, just like us. and you hated every ounce of your life, and you had to get up at 6:30 in the morning and sit in a goddamn lunchroom with a bunch of other jackasses who are miserable and hate everything about the fucking world around them. You know, marriages falling apart. You got the same goddamn lunch every day. Or not even the same. It's just slightly different. It's just leftovers from the last night. Some cold pizza, an energy drink, and half a deck of cigarettes just to get you through the day. And the one thing that I don't want to change is the jackass that I once adored 4 years ago taking an alternate route, you know? That's the last thing that I needed. That's the last thing that I wanted. Things are already bad. And now you gotta go and change it on me? What's wrong with you? I'm going to DM you, and I'm going to let you know my thoughts. God damn it, Hack, you piece of shit, you son of a bitch. Don't you understand? All I have left is beer league hockey. And even that I can't even fucking stand anymore. I can't go play. My knees are bad because I've spent my fucking youth all the way up to right where I am now in a ditch welding 36-inch pipe, and my back, my knees, my elbow, my neck, my spine is shot. I can't skate no more. I can't even participate in the one hobby that I loved. And the only thing that I could replace that with was your stupid little podcast. Your dumb fucking podcast where you would come on and talk about some shit that I 98% agree with. 98%, I believe you said. 98% agree with. But I don't want to hear it twice in one day. I'll just turn on the news and form my own opinion, which I did, and I took the time to DM you. And I'm glad you read it on the show, so now I feel like my voice got heard. And guess what? I'm going to DM you again if you don't change, and I'm going to come shove a Sherwood up your fucking tight little rectum. Actually, it's probably blown out for being a vaping commie little pussy. That felt good. Anyways, let's start the show, ladies and gentlemen. I love the sound pad. It's one of my favorite things on this show, and I'm glad it annoys most people. I think I like it more. I enjoy it more the more I hear how much it annoys people that there's sound effects. It's supposed to be cheesy and corny. Duh. You think I take myself serious smashing a fucking sound pad? One of them says, "Are you joking me?" What is it? See, this is why the Chinese are inferior. Okay? This is why they're inferior. Our education system is designed to keep us stupid and just loyal, obedient workers. And it shows itself every now and then in the form of text in an Instagram DM. Yeah, I'm shitting on, but it's out of love, okay? It's out of love. I love this audience. I'm not going to lie. At times, do I wish I had a blindly obedient kind of left-leaning, just follow whatever I say, agree with whatever I say audience? Yes, it would make my life a little easier because then when I'm in public, I wouldn't have the gentlemen that find it not only necessary but appropriate to do that. That slap. That slap guys do where it's like a backhanded shoulder slap as they're talking to you, right? You know this one. Nothing drives me up the wall more after a show is when somebody's sitting there hitting you in the shoulder. So I started doing this thing where I fucking do it back and I'll do it a little harder and just start fucking getting them in a little shot. Yeah, you bet, pal. Like you've got that one buddy that just can't say anything without hitting you in the shoulder. That is like the one thing that when I'm tired, it annoys me. But when I'm just coasting, it's laughable. But there's moments where you're just like, are you fucking dense? What the hell is wrong with you? You have to fucking hit somebody. That's your way of like, hey, you're making sure you're listening to me. Hey, like what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you do that? Brain deads. That's what I mean. Brain deads. Lovable brain deads, though. That's all right. I did see something that made me very happy on the weekend. Okay, so I was in Calgary. Had some shows over the weekend with Uncle Laser from Austin, Texas, and the jester from hell himself, Jason Rouse, ladies and gentlemen. And shows were phenomenal, great, nice, intimate show here in Edmonton, and the one in Calgary was a lot of fun. But after the show was done in Calgary, I weaseled over to the Stampede grounds to get a little glimpse of the action, soak it in, see what the fine folks of Calgary are up to. And within the first 10 minutes of me being on the Stampede ground, I witnessed something I have never seen with my own eyes before. And it was a pregnant woman smoking. I've never seen like the epitome of my body, my choice. You know, like I almost agree with that now. At the point that we're at and this culture shift or wherever we're moving, and we're going to get into like the whole straight pride thing afterwards about the guy that took a photo. This is the Stampede episode, all the things that have taken place at the Stampede up until now. And like the one thing that I witnessed is a pregnant woman smoking. And it just had me thinking to myself, like, wow, what a beautiful sight. You just don't see that anymore. It's like finding an extinct animal in the wild, something that you rarely see. Like my buddy claims that he's seen an albino moose in the wild. That's my albino moose right there, is a pregnant woman smoking a cigarette in public. The confidence that you need to have. And just, I will say, even after the years of messaging, you know, the propaganda that they put out there, that woman right there just did not give a fuck. Right there in the heartbeat of the Stampede, right in the fucking epicenter of this cocksucker, she is sucking back a jet with a belly full of kids, you know, growing kids. Are they twin? I don't know. I didn't get that far into conversation. All I did was witness this and appreciate the, basically the ignorance of all the medical information that's out there that smoking while pregnant is bad for the child. She ignored that, you know, in a time where, hey, you go and getting jabbed, you're having stillborns and all that. She didn't give a shit. She's out there right in the middle of a fucking crowd, sucking back a heater, spitting in the face of science, you know? Maybe she's smarter than we think, you know, like with everything that about the kids, right? You don't want the kids getting read to from drag queens. You don't want gender dysphoria to take over in the life of this child. And she beat it to the punch by giving this kid some real problems rather than gender dysphoria, right? This kid's gonna have breathing issues. You know, maybe there's some sort of lung failure while this little thing is about to be born. All sorts of problems that this kid actually can have, rather than figuring out what pronouns he's going to change to the following day. No. This kid's going to be on a puffer till he's 39 and then collapse in an LRT system because he, you know, life just got to him, and his immune system can't handle everything around him because mom just couldn't put down the Demoriers while she was pregnant. That's the type of shit I'm talking about right there. That's the type of people we need on this planet. Let's create real problems again, like having your kid over here with lung failures at the age of 3 years old, the ripe age of 3 years old. And all the other kids are going to be fucking trying to figure out which toy they have to get at McDonald's. By then, I'd imagine there'll be more gender neutral toys. But regardless of the fact, right? Regardless of that fact, that child isn't even going to have to worry about any of those decisions in the future because mom decided to suck back a fucking carton a week while being pregnant with me. And that's why I have some sort of form of, I'm trying to think, It's right there. Ruin the bit. Right on. How's that? Have a sound effect. Ignorant hacks coming out today. How's that? I'm not happy. You're not happy. You hate the show. I hate the show. We hate one another, right? We DM and be like, hey, go back to the old you. And it's like, no, I enjoy being grumpy. I like being miserable. I like seeing the evil in the world and smiling at it. Like I just said, talking about a fucking 9-month pregnant woman smoking in public. That's what I'm talking about. These are the things that when you see in the wild, you might get upset. Me, complete opposite. I looked at that and I was like, nice, good for you. Good for you for giving that child a real problem to deal with. You know? A real problem to deal with. What are some of the side effects if you smoke when you're pregnant? Let's see. If you smoke while you're pregnant, you are at increased risk of a wide range of problems, including miscarriage and premature labor. Babies whose mothers smoke during pregnancy are at a higher risk of sudden expected death in infancy, having weaker lungs, and having an unhealthy low birth rate. Now we're talking. What are some other shit? Cancer. Oh boy. Did I crack open? Yeah, nothing gets the folks talking more, right? Nothing we like to do is like divert our attention to when a mother like the one that I witnessed, right? And think about all the positivity that this could create as well. Now, I'm looking at the negative aspects. Now, maybe this mom is thinking about something for her and her future, right? You have a little guy with cancer. You can raise some serious cash. You could probably get out of the fucking government-assisted housing and into maybe your own little townhouse, right? Instead of having these low rentals for somebody. I'm going to assume she's a single mother because, that or the father isn't quite as present as he needs to be in this situation. And it's unfortunate, but hey, everybody wins in the end. The kid's going to get all the attention that the dad isn't going to give him because, mom gave him cancer when she decided to smoke while being pregnant. And now all of a sudden, hockey teams will bring him in and they can do celebrations and all sorts of stuff. Now, I'm not making fun of kids with cancer. Now, keep that in mind. I want you. I'm not that evil. I'm not that disgusting, okay? I would never do such a thing. What I am just saying is that maybe this woman is just trying to predict a bit of a future, A lot of parents like to put pressure on their kids to become NHL stars. A lot of parents put a lot of pressure on these kids that, right out of the womb, they got to start figuring out what gender they are. This parent maybe has taken an alternate route. Like, there's some similarities with my life and then this life that we're talking about right now. And these are dangerous waters to be talking about right now. This can upset a lot of people, especially those that feel the need to write into the show and tell me how fucking stupid I am for not putting in cancer in my lip and talking about the accents that are inside the borders of this ever so decaying country that we reside in, because that's what we need. We need a little hook as the world is crumbling around us. So this lady I seen that was smoking in the Stampede grounds, like I said, some parents wish that their kids make it to the NHL. Well, she just might get there a little sooner than the other kids will, right? Because we're going to need a mascot for 3 years so that way the St. Louis Blues can go on a cup run, Nothing puts some morale in the stands like, celebrating a small little child. And it's good for the kid. Don't get me wrong. I'm not making fun of the kid. I'm just saying that, the selfishness of some parents, you know, at the expense of the life of a child by just like holding it up that this is my little Stanley Cup. It got me out of poverty. I suggest all the women that are single, instead of spreading your box on OnlyFans, that's a long, slow grind. All I'm telling you, you imagine she comes out and says that and just smoke while you're pregnant. Give your kid cancer. Look at me. I went from driving a smashed up 1976 Buick. Now me and my kid are rolling around in a G-Wagon. And all I had to do was suck back a few cartons of DeMaurier while I let some fucking drunk from the Alamo pump a hot load in me in a handicap stall. And I refused to change any of my living or any of my lifestyle to accommodate whatever the hell was growing inside me. And now look at me. Louis Vuitton bags. I got track suits from Gucci. I used to wear Mickey Mouse t-shirts from a hand-me-down store, right? I used to go to the Salvation Army and get Disneyland t-shirts. And now I am living the high life. We're in fucking fancy hotels because some NHL team needs a good luck charm. And now we're living the life, the good life. We're going and we're meeting all these NHL players. His baby daddy's a little jealous because now he's got to look at us on TV from the same fucking bar he knocked me up in. And we're having a good time. He's drinking fucking, you know, cheap whiskey. And I got the high shelf shit in a double shot glass with a nice big fucking ice cube. One of those square ones in a crystal glass. And now that asshole's in there with watered down Alberta Premium. We're doing okay. Did we get through that okay? I imagine that some people have shut this off. They've unsubscribed. They never want to hear from me again. And that's okay. You think this is bad? Come to the show. Come to the goddamn show, see what happens. We'll put you on the ropes. This is just me stretching out. This is just a nice little fun way for me to look at what the society is around me. I soak it all in. I bring it to this podcast. I present my thoughts to you. And what do I get in return? A lengthy DM that was not proofread one bit, repeating itself over and over again, disagreeing with me while also agreeing with me. This is the result of what happens when your child is in your stomach and you smoke and drink. That's what I got on my screen right there. That's why we had to bring this up. That's why, you know, I seen that woman smoking. I seen the DM. I figured, hey, it's like that Power Man 5000 song, When Worlds Collide. It was like light bulb. I get it. We are in Alberta. Is this individual from Alberta? I'll take a dice roll and say Saskatchewan, but hey, to each his own, okay? No one wants to work anymore. That's what's getting the people upset. No one wants to work anymore. That was a fun one. I do enjoy that. It is a fun take, you know. The boomers. Fuck the boomers. Fuck the zoomers. Fuck the millennials and fuck the Gen Xers. How about that? Did I cover all bases for you? Who else is living right now? Fuck the aliens that are going to come down from the sky and probe us anally until we bleed out our noses. Who else wants it? Let's fucking party. Let's have ourselves a good time. Let's talk about the Stampede and the horse shit that took place there. Okay? Well, what we're going to do, we're going to watch the YouTube clip.
Helen Hansel was able to win
any
competition she took part in.
And then we're going to commentate on that. Then we have like a rebut of some Instagram or TikTok. I don't know. I found it hilarious. And so we're going to watch this little clip here. We're going to discuss it. And then we're going to go to the rebuttal. Because this is where Canada's at. This is why I talk about this shit. This is why. This is why I bring it up. This is why we discuss it here instead of just skirting by it and blindly ignoring it, because it's so annoying and so funny at the same time. So let's get into this. I'll shut up for a little while. I'm going to vape like the queer I am. And I'm going to enjoy myself while we listen to just probably just a moronic news article. This is what we're reporting here in Canada.
Between a photo op with the Prime Minister and flipping pancakes at Calgary Stampede, Alberta's Premier is catching heat after a Stampede photo circulated online. In it, Danielle Smith posed with a man wearing a neon green shirt. The front reads, "Thank a straight person today for your existence," while "Good people disobey bad laws" is written on the back.
Clearly a disturbing T-shirt, and I think a case of we're seeing where more and more people are feeling emboldened to share hateful and discriminatory comments. In fact, even wear it on a T-shirt.
This is where we're at, folks. This is why Canada can't be taken serious on a world stage, because we ever so dearly want us to become like an American style news organization, like what they have in the States. They're able to just like uproar the people with, I guess, concerning issues, something that revolves around violence, actual violence, but we're such pansies up here that we don't want to address the violence because we're actually, we're very passive here when it comes to altercation. But when it's something like this, we go all in, right? Because it's docile, right? It's very, very, very soft. It's like Charmin, It's easier to approach than be like, 18 people were stabbed on the Toronto on the TTC in Toronto. 8 of them bled to death in front of a family of 9. The others are in critical condition. We don't want to touch those. If we want to compare ourselves to the United States, the rise of violence inside the cities, that would be something that we could talk about. But no. In Canada, some dude that's probably 8 Budweisers deep at a pancake breakfast at the Stampede wore a fluorescent green shirt that said, "Thank a straight person for your existence today." And we got university professors having goddamn meltdowns. So it is hilarious. It is funny. This is the state of Canada that we're in. And this is why I'm excited to go to somewhere like America that actually has problems that they want to address, that they do talk about on their news. So I can soak that in and be like, holy shit, this is nice. It's like the pregnant woman smoking all over again, It's like that we're attempting to create a problem. We're attempting. The premier went out and took a picture, where in America they had trannies flashing their fucking tits on the White House grounds, and everybody's just kind of like, whoa, a little too much, okay? Let's reel it in for a little bit. Let's pause. Let's pump our brakes. But instead, we just had this fella. Let's bring up the photo of this guy. Right here. He's down at the Stampede. Looks like your typical dad from a rural community. He takes a picture with Danielle Smith, the new premier of this province. And this is literal violence. Thank a straight person today for your existence. Straight pride. After a month of having geriatrics twerk in white underwear to crowds full of children, love and acceptance. This guy just wants a little love and acceptance his way, right? Thank a straight person for your existence. And people are having meltdowns about this. It is quite hilarious, Because this dude does it. To him, this is probably the fucking funniest T-shirt, I doubt that this guy's looking at this like it's a goddamn political statement. He's just having a good time. And anything that happens at the Stampede shouldn't be taken seriously. You know, we seen Big Trudy flipping pancakes. The moron can't even do that. Everybody's dressed up in cowboy attire. It looks like a fucking Toy Story fan meetup is what it looks like to me. You know, and the things that take place, that political leaders come there, they have their little speeches. You had Pierre Poilievre fucking, we're going to condemn the World Economic Forum. And then a day later, he's like, I'm sorry for taking a picture with this guy who's 10 whiskeys deep and 8 Bud Heavies. I said Bud Heavies for a reason, by the way. Budweiser. And we're all having a conniption, a mental breakdown. Not all of us, you know. Well, I should say all of us, yes, because some of us are defending this guy, some of us are against this guy. It's just the meeting grounds of the online world where we try to make a fucking mountain out of a molehill because some jackass right here was smashed. You know, he had himself a few cocktails. He's enjoying himself, you know, everybody shoveling their face with deep fried fucking Oreos for breakfast. They're hungover, they're on a cocaine come down. And big boy over here just decided to be a little funny today and put on his thank a straight person for your existence straight pride shirt and go waltz around the Calgary Stampede and have a good time. And he just so happened to bump into the premier. Now, I don't know what, he's even got a name tag on, which is hilarious. It's too rich, you know? Never mind. We're going to carry on. I want to hear what more this professor has to say.
While good people disobey bad laws is written on the back.
Clearly a disturbing T-shirt, and I think a case of we're seeing where...
You know... It's funny because I imagine if you went waltzing around there, you know, if you went stumbling around and you were taking pictures of T-shirts inside the Calgary Stampede, I mean, go fucking walk around, for Christ's sakes. You got 14-year-olds with their pussy lips falling out of a fucking pair of Daisy Duke shorts trying to get a ride on the Ferris wheel while a carny is just like, well, hello, sunshine, you know? And yet this idiot just wears this shirt right here. You know, there's tits falling out of tube tops at a fucking Wiz Khalifa concert. People are getting fucking sexually assaulted in porta potties. And this guy wears a fucking T-shirt that says, thank a straight person, you know? And we got this guy, Christopher Wells, the associate professor of the McEwen University. Oh, well, this is just despicable that this would happen. Like, we as humans, us mouth-breathing, knuckle-dragging dumbasses, we've reached the end, folks. This is it. This is the end. This is what we're upset about. This is how good we have it and how bad we think we are, right? We live in a country where the T-shirt that a 5-year-old Chinese kid stitched together for 15 cents that month, and we slap a little paint on the front of it, have us going bananas. Have us going just completely manic on social media platforms, you know. And we're trying to put our flag Jesus Christ. We're trying to plant our pride flag like it's the moon landing. Like we all care, like we all give a shit. It's like, Jesus Christ, give it a rest. Let me be hammered by 10 a.m. at a pancake breakfast and wear my silly shirt that I bought at like some kiosk when I went to Puerto Vallarta for vacation during COVID, you know? Those are the shirts that you always see at a kiosk that the Mexicans will sell you because they know their audience. And then at the same time is like they'll have like, let's eat sushi tonight, and it's like the same thing, like the male bathroom sign and the female bathroom sign. image, but he's eating her pussy, right? Those are always fun ones. The Mexicans always get us when we're hammered. They know what they're doing. They see a drunk white guy walking down a cobblestone street. I shouldn't even say cobblestone, just like just a fucking dirt road. And they're like, "Hey, Issy, come over here. I got a shirt you might like." And they're like looking at it and be like, "My wife's a cunt." And you're like, "Oh, I couldn't wear that. The old ball and chain would kick me out of the fucking hotel room. But I'll tell you what, give me the straight pride one. I'll wear that. That's a good laugh. The boys down at the shop will get a giggle out of that. And we'll all have a little laugh at it." And then, 2 years later, he's like, "I got something for those homos that just celebrated for a month. You got you had your little pride parade. Did you paint your sidewalk? Did you put a gallon of paint on the fucking ground?" It's so funny that we paint things, we just put ink and paint on shit. And that just has us going irate. You paint a sidewalk with a pride flag, the people go nuts over that. You put a little paint on a t-shirt, we're going fucking AWOL over that. It is great. Get a spray can and then go fucking write Hitler was actually a cool guy on a cafe in your nearest city. And then have and then on the other side of the street be like fucking Che Guevara has a giant penis. I don't know. Just spray paint shit. Just paint shit. Who cares? And right after you're done painting shit, just go and enjoy some deep fried Oreos from whatever convenience store or fucking dessert place of desserts. That's what you need. We just need overpriced, simple desserts. My favorite is like the frozen banana dipped in chocolate for $8. That's my favorite. Capitalism, baby. It gets us.
More and more people are feeling emboldened to share hateful and discriminatory comments. In fact, even wear it on a t-shirt.
That's Christopher Wells, a professor who specializes in sexual and gender minority studies.
Oh, wow.
He explains why the shirt is offensive to the LGBT.
Oh, yes. This is what we want.
I don't know too many heterosexual people who walk down the street and I think twice about, holding their partner's hand. Because they don't have to worry about, slurs or violence coming their way.
In a statement of Global News.
Simple. Invent one, Somebody, I heard one a while ago and it was Straggot. I like that. Straggot. Call me a Straggot. Look at these Straggots, Fire it up. Get creative. That's the problem is maybe the queers just have to get together. They got to have a meeting in San Francisco and start jotting down what's a word we can call straight people that could possibly upset them. That's the problem here. There's not a word quite yet invented that could send the straights into the stratosphere when they're called that. So it's time that the gays, you had a whole month where you guys were all together. You were having pride parades and, painting sidewalks. All the businesses put the little pride flag in the window to be like, "Hey, come in here and buy our shit. We got the flag. Did you see the flag? I got the flag. Come in here. Buy our stuff, please. COVID really hurt us. Whatever we got to do to get people in the goddamn front door, we will do. I will say whatever needs to be said to sell some garbage to you. That's what we're here for. That's what we'll do. A whole month. All of you congregated in parks and streets, corners, cafes, wherever, and not one of you came up with a word. Not one of you came up with a single word that could drive us mental. And then after a month of all that, all it took was some jackass that's drunk at a pancake breakfast to wear this shirt. That's it. This guy's the roast battle champion now.
Smith's office says the premier didn't read his shirt and obviously doesn't agree with its message, and that Smith has always been clear she supports the LGBTQ+ community. Wells says while he appreciates Smith denouncing the photograph, there are still questions.
What does this teach us? What does this show us? It really demonstrates how much more work that we actually need to be doing.
And the work that needs to be done is the gays, the trans, the lesbians, the bisexuals, the two-spirits. What else am I missing here? The pluses, whatever the pluses is, the non-binaries, the furries. You all got to get together and come up with a slur for straight people, paint it on a shirt, and wear that shirt around and see how many people you can piss off. That's what's got to happen. You got to fight fire with fire. Right now, that guy is winning. He's living rent-free in all of our brains. I'm talking about it, for Christ's sakes. And because it's funny to me. It's funny that a t-shirt can do like so much damage online. I wish. What do I have to do? What do I have to do to get the attention? I wish that was me. I'm gonna Photoshop my face on that fucking photo. And then maybe I can get some respect around here in the DMs, you know? Maybe I'll get some respect in the DMs finally. Somebody will message me and be like, you know what, Hack? All that stuff you did in the past was gay.
Province, and that starts with the premier.
Meantime, political scientist Wayne Bratt questions where Smith's staffers were.
Well, someone should not have allowed that person to get close to the premier.
He says while politicians take photos with a lot of people at Stampede, Smith should have skipped the man with the neon green shirt.
Oh,
if you were a member of the trans community, which is already feeling ostracized, which is already feeling demonized,
Dwayne Bratt, political scientist down at Mount Royal, got his bolo tie on and his cowboy hat. He just dusted off from last year, put on his finest plaid so he can fit in with the fine folks, because God forbid you don't want to wear a suit down there, might get called a fucking queer. Even though Calgary is the epicenter of all the business that takes place in the fucking oil industry here in Canada. By golly, thank God this political scientist is scratching his nuts and going down there to give a fine message to the folks of Calgary to tell them that maybe somebody should be paying attention around here and looking at the shirts. He looked at his shirt when he got up this morning. What did he do? He looked in his closet and he said, I'll take the plaid. I'll take the plaid and the cowboy hat that I got sitting up there that I wear once a year to one rodeo, and that bolo tie, and I'm going to go waltz around and shoot some opinions off. You know, the trans people, they're upset, you know. They're upset. In fact, I don't know why they're not more offended at the fact that there's a bunch of rednecks that flood the city. They should feel less safe with that, you know. If anything, the queers should be feeling more unsafe that the city is filled with all these goddamn rednecks that are flooding the city to come watch other rednecks ride farm animals. But no, this is fun for me. This is what I like doing right here.
How safe do you feel right now? If you're the premier of all Albertans,
how safe do I feel? How safe did I feel at the Stampede? You know what? By golly, I didn't feel safe at all. I had pregnant women smoking. I got carnies trying to rinse me for every fucking dollar I got. It's $28 to get in there, for fuck's sakes. And then on top of it, you know, the food they're feeding you just makes you want to shit yourself within 15 minutes. Christ almighty. I went to the taco joint. There thinking like, you can't fuck these up. You know, I'm looking at deep fried turkey legs. I'm looking at, you know, Beyond Burgers. They got those there now. They got the Beyond Burgers at the Stampede. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, no, thank you. They got deep fried chicken wings. They got deep fried Oreos, Mars bars, bananas. It's such a gong show there. They're taking healthy, nutritious food and they're like, we'll deep fry that for you. We'll deep fry that for you. And within 45 minutes, you will be able to shit through a screen door. But one guy wears a t-shirt
That includes sexual minorities.
Safe Kaiser, Global News.
Isn't that?
I have a secret to tell you about women.
Oh, guess what? That secret is they can't read. Isn't that nice? Holy shit. Do we even... Okay, yeah. You know what? Let's just listen to this moron give his hot take. And then we'll get into our only piece of hate mail that we have today. This is fun, you know? This is fun.
And that means it's a great opportunity for conservative politicians to show how much they hate the queer community. What? Well, it's the Calgary Stampede, and that means it's a great opportunity for conservative politicians to show how much they hate the queer community.
Yes.
What?
See what I mean? You look into a person like this as like an individual like this, and right into the eyes. You can already tell you're like, Jesus Christ, what problem do you think you have?
Exactly. Because Danielle Smith was seen talking to and taking a photo with a guy whose shirt said, "Thank a straight person for your existence."
I don't understand how that's problematic. I don't understand how that right there, that statement is, because like, I know we want to believe that like men can get pregnant. And if that was the case, we would like desert ourselves to an island and enjoy ourselves. And, you know, like think of like the utopia that we could have if we could actually get pregnant. If that happens, you know what? The cat industry is going to go through the roof because the ladies are going to be quite bored. You know? If that was the case, you know, I watched this show one time. It was like a survival show, and I can't remember. You had to split up into teams and do all this these like tasks and whatnot. And then these 4 dudes like broke off, and they formed a team. And then there was one guy who teamed up with 2 other women. And then he just had a miserable experience. You know, they were like they convinced him to go sabotage other people's stuff. Everybody started to hate this guy because these ladies were like, go fuck that guy's stuff up. Go steal stuff. Go come on, do this, do that. They're all, you know, whining, bitching. They're like, well, fucking do this, do that, you know. Typical lady stuff, you know, oh, you didn't take the garbage out, right? And then you go over and they show these 4 dudes. They got like a miraculous setup. Like they put all their resources into like building a wicked shelter. They had like, they went above and beyond, had a fucking stove in there. They constructed like just a perfect living situation. 4 dudes chilling. Everybody was like, hey, man. Hey, brother, don't mean to bother you. You know, they were polite and cordial with one another. Hey, so-and-so's going to fish today. You do this, you do that. Are we all cool with that? And then it was like a pure democracy, you know? And then the one dude broke away from the ladies and goes over and it was like, wow, this is completely better than what I anticipated. Can I join? May I join? And they were like, fuck yeah, hell yeah. But he did some woman shit before leaving and sabotaged their living situation. And then the guys are like, whoa, get the hell out of here. And then like, see, all this wouldn't take place if it was like dudes could get pregnant. You imagine that? How great it would be? Oh God, I'm just thinking of it in my head. It's like the most perfect world, like where waterfalls are sprinkling and we're all dancing underneath it, listening to fucking, you know, Garth Brooks' greatest hits or whatever fucking we would do.
Straight pride, and then good people disobey bad laws. And then her team said that she didn't read his shirt, even though the print is massive and she was talking to him for a long time. You would think, well, yeah, Danielle Smith is kind of illiterate, but you know, pure polyamorous would. Like, I just don't get why they do this. Like it's so.
That's enough. All right, let's get into it. Hate mail. There you go. Plenty of hate mail, concerns, thoughts, opinions about me, about the world, about whatever. Email me, unclehack@dangercats.tv. Give us a nice little shout. Give us a shout. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what you're feeling. unclehack@dangercats.tv. In the subject line, hate mail, and we'll read it on the show. Because that's what we do around here. We will read your hate on this show. Because that's how we get down. You know, we like that. We like it. You can shit all over me. You can say whatever you want. We are advocates of absolute free speech. You can say whatever you want to me, about me, whatever you would like. And I believe in that. And I believe that you are able to disagree with shit. And that's why we run this show the way we do. So let's get onto our one piece of hate mail. Hey, Uncle Hack, I've been listening to your podcast for about a year now and have heard many fascinating hate mail segments. I figured it was time to chip in my 2 cents. I speak confidently when I think that I can say this for all your regular listeners. How many more episodes are going to start off with, you could win the unclaimed 49cc cooler scooter? For fuck's sakes, I don't know if you've stuck your head out of the studio as of late, but it is hotter than 2 squirrels fucking in a wool sock outside. I'm sure you must have managed to muster up enough people on the Patreon now to draw this thing off to one of us drunk degenerate bastards that listen to this every week. This giveaway has been a longer wait than the second coming of Christ. On a lighter note, thanks for the laughs every week. Congrats on breaking into the scene in the States. You'll do great. You have a great face for radio. Cheers, Andrew. Well, today is the day that we do the draw. And if you're listening to the early episode, that means Thursday. So, and if you are listening to the early episode, that means you're in the draw. And anyways, thanks for writing this in. We appreciate you, and we will see you next week. And thankfully, you wrote this in on the week that we're giving it away. Anyways, here is the giveaway. It is the official draw date, July 13th, just to prove to you that I'm not fucking around. I'm not that guy. I'm not that cracker, okay? So we got all the names loaded up here in this special little name generator. This is fun, isn't it? This is all exciting. So here we go. Anessa Reimer. Congratulations, you are the proud owner of a 49cc cooler scooter. Thank you everybody who joined. This is helping my stupid ass get down to the States, and we appreciate you. Take care.